Some of the best soccer players in Mexico spent the afternoon in Fort Smith playing for a cause. 5 News reporter Parker Abels shows us how the event will help one organization make a difference.
Sunday afternoon, the Arkansas Family Alliance held the first ever Kick for a Cause, which brought one of the best and most famous soccer teams in Mexico, Las Chivas, to Northside High School for an exhibition match with the local River Valley soccer team.
I decided to put this event on to support children and families that are in crisis and allow the Hispanic community that really enjoys soccer, make it an important event here and help them to understand that they're seen as just as much as anyone else in our community.
All the money raised at the event goes straight to the Arkansas Family Alliance.
Work on preventative work to help upstream efforts with those that live in crisis to create a stream so that the community can engage in that group of people.
Matt Whitson, the nonprofit's executive director, loved seeing just how much this soccer team meant to members of the Hispanic community.
You can talk to the Hispanic community and start talking about Las Chivas or Chivas Americas. It is, you understand the importance of what that means to them, and just bringing them from Mexico over here to play in this game and allow that community of people to get to enjoy this. You know, it's really, really, really cool.
As for the players playing against Las Chivas, they had to work hard to make the team to secure their dream of playing against their heroes.
The dream come true. Not everybody got to do these. They actually had to spend some evenings coming to train, coming to try out, hoping to make the team. So everybody that is out here was pretty much handpicked.
One player for Las Chivas, Ramon Ramirez, says he was pleased to see how passionate these fans were.
De vernos a nosotros.
Yeah, he said that this is a city that he's never been to in the United States, and he's happy to see that there's a lot of Hispanic people around here that like the sport of soccer.
In Fort Smith, covering news where you live, Parker Abels, 5 News.
The Arkansas Family Alliance is hoping to make this event an annual game, bringing in new teams from Mexico each year. Well, Fort Smith Fire Chief is among the firefighters honored this weekend at the National Memorial. Chief Philip Christensen was among the more than 140 firefighters who died in the line of duty in recent years that were remembered. Christensen died in 2023 at the age of 54 from exposure he suffered during his time as a firefighter. He gave 30 years of service to the fire department. Communities here in Northwest Arkansas also took time today to honor our fallen firefighters. In Siloam Springs, the fire department's Honor Guard hosted what's become known as Bells Across America.
Our Honor Guard putting on the displaying of the colors and ringing the bell 5 times, and that bell, that's 104 years old, and it was on the first motorized fire apparatus for Siloam Springs Fire Department, and so we still have it and we still utilize it for traditions just like this.
The station also lit up red last week leading up to today's memorial. Election officials in Sebastian County are getting ready for a special election. Early voting starts on Tuesday the 13th. Next Tuesday. One of the most closely watched races on the ballot is a sales tax that will go to funding consent decree work in Fort Smith. Several other Sebastian County towns will also be voting on issues as well. Early voting sites will be open starting this Tuesday at the Sebastian County Courthouse in Fort Smith and Mansfield City Hall, and Election Day is Tuesday, May 13th. President Trump gave one of his most wide-ranging interviews since returning to the White House today. Christian Benavides breaks down what he had to say about a number of issues facing his administration.
In an interview on NBC's Meet the Press, President Trump said he did not know if it was his job to uphold the Constitution and wavered when asked whether every person on American soil was entitled to due process. The answers came in response to questions about the administration's handling of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland man mistakenly deported to El Salvador in what Justice Department officials called a clerical error.
Your Secretary of State says everyone who's here, citizens and non-citizens, deserve due process. Do you agree, Mr. President?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know.
Well, the Fifth Amendment says
I don't know.
It
seems it might say that, but if you're talking about that, then we'd have to have 1 million or 2 million or 3 million trials. We have thousands of people that are some murderers and some drug dealers and some of the worst people on earth. But some of the worst, most dangerous people on earth. And I was elected to get them the hell out of here, and the courts are holding me from doing it.
But even given those numbers that you're talking about, don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know. I have to respond by saying again, I have brilliant lawyers that work for me, and they are going to obviously follow what the Supreme Court said.
For the first time, Trump ruled out the possibility of running for a third term, and he discussed possible military action in Greenland.
You are not ruling out military force to take Greenland.
I don't rule it out. I don't say I'm going to do it, but I don't rule out anything. No, not there. We need that. We need Greenland very badly.
The interview comes on the heels of continued backlash over an AI photo he posted on X showing himself dressed as the Pope. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
Well, new at 10, President Trump also issued an executive order today, directing the government to reopen the infamous Alcatraz federal prison. It's located on an island off the coast of California and has been closed for more than 6 decades. The prison was known for its inescapability due to the strong ocean currents and cold waters around it. It was closed in 1963 due to crumbling infrastructure and the high cost of maintaining the island. And developing tonight, law enforcement in Brazil say they've arrested 2 people that were plotting to bomb a Lady Gaga concert this weekend. The concert happened in Rio de Janeiro and was the biggest in Lady Gaga's career, with an estimated 2.5 million people in attendance. According to investigators, the 2 people who were arrested were trying to recruit teenagers to help carry out the attack. They believe the group was trying to target LGBT individuals. A spokesperson for Lady Gaga released a statement saying she only learned of the allegations today, and law enforcement didn't raise any safety concerns ahead of the concert. And looking ahead, the trial of Sean Diddy Combs is set to begin this week in New York City, with jury selection scheduled for tomorrow. The federal trial comes 8 months after his arrest for charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. The indictment against Combs alleges he used his employees and fame to abuse several women. His attorneys allege no crimes occurred and the relationships were consensual. Testimony is expected to last several months, and because it's a federal court case, cameras will not be allowed inside the courtroom. If convicted on all charges, Combs faces decades in prison.